Alright, we're ready to start round number 14, which is the bobble stitch rounds. There's going to be 4 that have the modified bobble stitch, as I call it in the pattern, and then in between there's a row of just plain single crochets. And we'll go ahead and get started on that. So the first 2 stitches are just regular single crochet. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. Do it again. And now you're going to drop your main color, okay, drop it to the front, pick up your next color, yarn over, just like that, insert your hook into the next stitch. We're going to be working over our main color and the bit of tail that we have from adding in our new color. So now I've yarned over and pulled up a loop as if to double crochet, and now I have 1, 2, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, but don't yarn over and pull through the last 2 as you normally would. Instead, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over and pull through the first 2, leaving the last 2 still there, plus a new one. So now you have 1, 2, 3, yarn over again, insert your hook into the same stitch yet again, and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, loops on your hook. Drop your working color to the front. You can now tuck your tail away. Okay. Pick up your main color and finish off this bobble stitch. Okay. And then go ahead and cinch down that last stitch. Now the reason we finished the stitch with the main color is that we want each one of these bobbles to be just by itself. We don't want color leaking to either side of this. And with a normal bobble stitch, you would finish off with the new color, but you would start with the bobble color, okay? But we don't want that. We want this to sit by itself. So now I'm going to do 2 single crochets with my main color, and it's going to force the bobble into. Now make sure you're carrying your main color, or your bobble color, accent color, along underneath. See, I'm crocheting right over it. So single crochet twice. And as I was saying, your bobble is going to be pushed inside. See how it pokes out here? Well, you're going to do, and that's what a normal bobble stitch would do, but we're modifying it, remember? So in my pattern, it's called a modified bobble stitch. You just want to force it to push outward rather than into the project, okay? So normally when you would change colors, you would not finish off your stitch, your last stitch with the old color. You would finish it off with the new color. In this case, all the single crochets, you want to finish that off with the old color. So right here I would pick up my new color and finish it if it were a normal stitch, but this is not normal. This, we have to change it so that each Dalekanium will, Dalekanium ball will be all alone with no random color leaking to either side. Okay, so finish off the second one. Drop the main color to the front. Pick up the Dalekanium color. Yarn over. Insert your hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. Try very hard not to split the yarn. Okay. Yarn over and pull through the first two, leaving the last one on there. Yarn over. Insert your hook into the same stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through the first two, leaving the others where they are. So now you have 1, 2, 3. Do it again. Alright, so I just finished with this color. I'm going to drop it to the front and pick up the bobble color. I'm going to yarn over and into the next stitch. I'm going to do that modified bobble stitch. So pick up, oops, I split the yarn there. Yarn over and pick up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2, leaving the third one alone. So now we have 2 on the hook. Yarn over and insert your hook. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Now we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over and pull through 2, leaving 3 and 4 alone. So now we have 1, 2, 3. Yarn over and insert your hook one more time. Yarn over and pull up another loop. Now you have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over and pull through 2. And now, stopping here, we're going to drop the Dalekanium color down to the front, pick up the main color, and finish the stitch. Just like that. Now I'm going to single crochet into the next stitch using the main color. Just like that. Kind of pulling my bobble to the outside, and then I'm going to single crochet one more time in the next stitch. And now drop the main color to the front again, pick up the Dalekanium color, yarn over, and all the while I am stitching over the color I'm not using. Okay, instead of carrying it along on the inside, I want to stitch over it. That'll put it in the right position for when I need to use it. So part of a double crochet, part of a double crochet, okay, and part of another double crochet. So 3 partial crochet, double crochets. Drop the Dalekanium color to the front, pick up the main color, and finish the stitch. Okay, single crochet with the main color, single crochet with the main color. Just like that. Okay. You actually don't need to push these out one by one. You can actually do all of them all at once. That's up to you. Alright, now my yarn is actually getting tangled because I'm not taking the time to make sure that when I drop the Dalekanium color to the front, okay, normally I would go around my hand and like this. I'll show you what I mean. So I just finished my second single crochet with the main color. drop it to the front, pick up my Dalekanium color, okay, yarn over, do another modified bobble, 1 and 2 partials, and 3 partials, just like that. Now, ordinarily I would just drop it, okay, but to keep things from being tangled, I'm going to take it around my, I'm going to drop it to the front, but I'm going to take it around my hook too, so that now my yarn is not getting tied up together. And now I can finish the bobble stitch by pulling through all the stitches, or all the loops on my hook, and then 2 single crochets. And now I'm ready to bobble again. And by the time I'm done, I will have 9 bobbles and 18 single crochets in betweens. So your last bobble will sit right here in the last stitch. Okay, so it'll go 2, 1, 2, 1 all the way around until you get back to the beginning. When you get to the last bobble, I'll be right back. Alright, I've changed my mind. I want to show you what it looks like and what I mean by bleeding over. Okay. Let's say instead of dropping my Dalekanium color at this point, okay, normally I would drop it. Let's just say that instead of doing that, I went ahead and finished the bobble with the black. Now, what's going to happen is, at this point I'll drop the black, okay, and pick up the purple and stitch my 2 single crochets with the purple. But now that black is going to start to bleed just a little over the top of the purple. So right here where it's nice and clean, there, 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 and there, okay, you now have black on over top of your purple. And when you do the single crochet round, which is the next round, that purple is going to be showing even though you stitch a purple. The black is going to show even though the purple will be sitting on top of it. You're going to get just the tiniest bit of black there. And that's why we don't do it this way, as you normally would change colors. Okay, hopefully that's going to make sense for you, and why I chose to modify it instead of leaving it as a normal bobble stitch. Okay. If you were doing bobble stitches without changing colors, then it wouldn't matter any at all, of course. But here I want these bobbles to be very clean and very as circular or spherical, I suppose I should say, as spherical as I can get them. And the best way to do that is to change colors before you finish off the stitch. And the reason we're not changing colors here is the exact as you would if you were normally changing colors without doing bobbles. So normally, just regular changing of the colors, you would stop here, drop that color to the front, pick up your new color, and finish it off like that. Okay, do your bobble in the next stitch, 1, 2, 3, 3, and change colors. Is now, if you look, this having the purple all the way around it makes that nice and brown, whereas you have this color bleed that kind of makes this shape almost a diamond shape. Okay, and that's not what we are looking for either. And then when you put your single crochet here at the top of the stitch, you're going to end up with that hint of black showing right there. And again, that is definitely not the look we're going for, okay? That's just a quick explanation of why I am doing what I'm doing. I definitely recommend that you do it my way, but if you really want to know for yourself, do it the normal way, okay, and see what happens. Experiment, okay? That's the best way of knowing, is to do the experiments. So I'm going to finish this off. I'll meet you back when I get to my last bobble stitch here, okay? And we'll finish up this round together and then do the next round. I'll be right back. Alright, I am on my last bobble stitch. And I wanted to show you how we carry this black, or Dalekanium color, sorry, Dalekanium color up to the next round. Okay, so I finished off the bobble, and now I want to, or finished off the black part of the bobble, and now I want to finish the whole bobble stitch off with the purple. And now I need to slip stitch into the first single crochet that I did of round number 14. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull the second loop through the first loop, sorry. Okay, now don't be tempted to yank that down anymore, okay, because you'll pull the Dalekanium out of shape. You don't want to do that. You can pull this whole thing out of shape. Okay, now if you'll notice, I dropped that to the front, and look what happened. It's now in the front, and it's not going to be carried. So what I need to do is undo my slip stitch. I was so used to dropping my color to the front, I need to, on the last stitch, I have to drop it into the back so that it's ready for me to use on round number 16. Okay, so redo my slip stitch to join, and there it is. And now I just want to go through, and any bobble that's kind of not poking out, I want to just give it a little wiggle to gently guide it to the front of the, or to the outside of the project instead of being pushed in. Okay, so now that we have the slip stitch to join and round number 14 is done, we need to move on to round number 15. Round 15 is simply single crochet in each stitch, for a total of 27 single crochets. But we need to have these stacked one on top of each other, okay? If we just keep going in the same direction, in other words, this way, okay, if we keep going that way, all of these are going to get skewed. So they'll start to line up on a diagonal instead of a vertical. And we want them to be on a vertical to make them look more like the Daleks in the TV show. Okay. So, simple remedy is just to chain one and turn. Chain one and then turn your project. And now we're going to go the wrong way. And we just want to let this Dalekanium color just kind of hang out and just sort of hang on for the ride, okay? So we chained one, and now we need to find the last stitch that we did. Remember, this one is the slip stitch. This is the final stitch. Okay, so in stitch number 27 from before, we're going to do our single crochet. So there's one, and now we need to do 26 more. One in each of the previous stitches. Anywhere you see a purple, what looks like a purple V, you need to put a stitch. And now you can really see why I modified the bobble, because everything around the bobble is the main color, and the bobble alone is the Dalekanium color. See? So I'm just going to keep single crocheting until I get back to the beginning, where I will slip stitch to join, chain one, and then turn around and go again. So each bobble row or round will be going in one direction, and each only single crochet round will be going in the other. Okay, I'm really hoping that makes sense to you. And with any luck, you can now see why I had to make a modified bobble instead of using the normal bobble that you would find if you Googled it, okay? By the way, there is some patterns on Ravelry that are simpler than this. If you don't like how complicated mine is, because then perhaps you'll like one of those, and you may want to just go and check it out, see what you can find, okay? Alright, so now I'm at the beginning, and I want to double check to make sure, because I think that's my single, or my slip stitch right here. I don't want to stitch into it, because I think it's the slip stitch, but it could be number 27. So I'm going to go ahead and double check my work. I'm going to start right here where I ended. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So there is one right there. This is the slip stitch. This is the last stitch. So I would have missed it. This is why we double check our work every time. For this one in particular, I would suggest that every row you double check and make sure you still have 27. So there's number 27. I'm going to go to the top. There's the chain one. I'm going to go to the top of the first single crochet I did right here. Tug it out. Kind of have to almost have to tease it out. Yarn over and slip stitch, and then chain one, and now I can turn, and now I can go in the original direction. So all the bobbles will be formed going around this way, and all the single crochet rows will go the other way. Alright, so now it's just a matter of doing the same thing that you did for round 14. You're going to do the same for round 16. Okay, and we're going to actually crochet the first two single crochets over the black so we can put the black in the correct position. Okay, so find the first one right there. Don't be tempted to go into that, which is our slip stitch to join. Put the black in between so that you're crocheting over it. So that's 1 and 2, and now you're in the correct position. Your block is in the correct position to do your first bobble of this particular round. Yarn over, Insert your hook to the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 as if you double crochet, but make another partial double crochet and one more, all the while going over the main body color. Yarn over and pull through. Now you have 4. Drop the Dalekanium color to the front, pick up your main color, and finish off the bobble just like that. Just like we had been doing all along. Now I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch and in the one after that, and now I'm ready to bobble again. Okay, so you're going to do that again. And here is a good spot if you wanted to use a yarn marker to mark the very first single crochet. This is a good point to do it. This is a good spot. Just remember to take it out when you do the next round. So I'm just kind of loosely tying it in there so that I know that that is the first single crochet I did of this round. Okay? And you're going to repeat this bobble row, single crochet row, bobble row, single crochet row, bobble row. Okay? So that you ended up with a total of 4 bobble rows and 4 single crochet rows. And that'll take you all the way down to the last bobble, or the last single crochet row right here, which is round number 21. Okay? And when you get to round number 21, when I get to round 21, I will meet back up with you to finish off the top of the body. Alright, I am now on my last bobble stitch. And I still have one more round of single crochet to finish this part off. But at this point I can actually cut if I want to. I can cut the black here. We will be refastening on when we attach the bottom to the top. But I like to drop it off here. One, because it's in my way and I really don't want it to be in my way. And 2, when I add on the bottom, I actually like to stitch over the tail end all the way around. Okay, so the tail, when I added this on, is actually running underneath all of these stitches, all of them. That makes this just a little beefier. Okay, it makes it stick out just a little bit more. Okay, which is what I wanted. I wanted that lip there of stitches to be a little more pronounced. Okay, that's why I fasten off the black here. Instead of leaving it attached so that I can attach the bottom triangle piece to the body. So I'm going to slip stitch to join. Okay, and chain 1. And now I just need to do my single crochet round, which is for me round number 21. And I'm just going to single crochet with the main color all the way around for a total of 27 single crochet stitches. And when I get to the end, I will fasten off and do my mostly lumpless finish, though to be honest with you, it's not going to matter nearly so much because it's going to be covered up with that black, that final black stitching that we'll do when we put the two pieces together. So I'm going to carry on stitching until I get to the end, and I'll be right back. Alright, I just finished that round number 21, and slip stitching to join. So I slip stitch, then I chain one, and then I cut my tail. And I'm actually not going to worry too much about the length of this tail, because I'm not actually going to work it in very much. I am going to work it just a little so I can get down to the black tail down here where it's coming out right there, so that I can actually tie the two together. Then neither one is going to pull out and be a problem. Okay, so first my lumpless, mostly lumpless finish. Actually, I lied. Don't do that. Don't. Just finish it like that. Then work the tail down a little bit. The reason I say that is because you need this stitch right here when you attach the triangle piece. And if you do a lumpless, mostly lumpless finish on it, that stitch gets lost and can cause some heartache when you're trying to match up 27 stitches, not 27 dresses, 27 stitches. It can be a little daunting if you have that lumpless finish in the way. You won't be able to find that stitch the way you would want to. Okay, so there it is, the top of our Dalek. And right now, I always think it kind of looks like some kind of weird spaceship, which I guess it would be, wouldn't it? You can add some stuffing if you want. It might make it a little easier to hold on to. When we add the triangle piece, which we'll be making next, to the bottom of this. Now, I just kind of sort of formed this into that triangle that I was talking about before. There's the end. If you look here at the direct opposite stitch, go straight up, that's where we did that extra single crochet all the way back in round number 13. Right up there. And if you look at the equidistant points, you'll find it there, and you'll find the third one there, right there. Okay? I kind of want that to give it the right shape. So, I'll be back to show you how to make the triangle place. Alright, I'm ready to make the bottom triangle, and this is made in a continuous spiral. And it stays in the circular shape until we get to the last round. Okay, so has always, I start with my magic circle. And then I kind of cinch that down a little bit to make it a little easier to work with. And then into the magic circle. Remember, you want to start with a larger than normal first loop. So into the magic circle, we're going to do 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Remember not to cinch it all the way down. And then because we're working in a continuous circle, we're just going to keep going. So that was round 1. Round 2 is an increasing round as always. We will put 2 single crochets into each stitch below of the previous round, sorry. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so that's the end of round 2. Round 3 will also be increasing. In fact, all the rounds will be increasing. And here's where I want to add in my stitch marker. I can usually get to this point without having to worry how far have I gone, what row am I on, or round am I on. But after round 2, I like to put it in. So round 3 is going to be the single crochet in the first stitch, 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And I hope you'll forgive the background noise. My cat has decided that she needs to yell at me. She's an older, much older cat, and she thinks she needs to yell at everybody. So, in the first stitch of the previous round, stick 1 single crochet, and then in the next one, do 2. So where there were 2 stitches, there's now 3. Do it again for 5 more times. So that's stitch 4, and then 5 and 6 together. 5, 6, 7's on its own. 8 and 9. 10's on its own. 11 and 12. 13's on its own. 14 and 15. Maybe 16. Oops. On its own. 17 and 18. Alright, here's round 3. It is also an increasing round, as they all are. And here's where I'm adding my stitch marker. So you're going to single crochet in the first stitch, and then put 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So where you once had 2 stitches in the round below, you now have 3 stitches in this round. So you're going to repeat that 5 more times. So stitch number 4 is going to be on its own, and stitches 5 and 6 will be in the same spot. 5 and 6. And repeat that for the rest of the round. Alright, I just finished off the last one. And then now is when we're going to turn this circle into a triangle. So in the first stitch with single crochet, and then the next 4 beyond that, so for a total of 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to make a corner. So the corner is a half double crochet, which is, oh, I'm sorry, I did that really fast. Half double crochet. Yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, so now you have 3. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, then 2 double crochets into that same stitch, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, now you have 3. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. That's a double crochet. Do it again, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, double crochet. Then to finish the corner, it's another half double crochet, insert the yarn over and insert the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. So you have this basic shape. So now we're going to single crochet in the next 5. Make sure you yank that over so you don't miss the next stitch. So single crochet in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now you're going to do your corner once again, half double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, and half double crochet. And then single crochet in the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now you're going to do your last corner, half double crochet, a double crochet, a double crochet, half double crochet. Then you only have 1 stitch left, put a single crochet into it. Now, that looks slightly wonky, and that's because we were going from being a circle to being a triangle. So, to even it out, we're going to do a partial, and very, very partial almost non-existent 5th round. And by that I mean do a single crochet in the first 2. So 1 and 2. And then, now that it's nice and even, slip stitch in the 3rd stitch and fasten off. And this time I want you to fasten off with a long enough thread that you can just work it in. Okay, so there it is. And like we did on this one, on the bottom of the body here, we're not going to do our lumpless finish because it'll actually interfere with our counting. So go ahead and yank that down as if you normally would. And then go ahead and give that a nice tug, and then you can always cinch down the center. Just like that. And there is the bottom triangle piece. So now we just need to work the yarn in with your needle, and then we can add the triangle to the bottom of the body. I'll be right back. Alright, I've got this triangle finished. I'm ready to go. I've got my Dalek's body ready to go. So now what I want to do is actually go ahead and match up where the corners are. Okay, so I need to be at somewhere between what's 2 divided by, or 27 divided by 2 today. 13 and 14. Is that right? Okay, so between 13 and 14, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Which, there's that increase from round 13 all the way there, and this is the middle-ish. So what I want to do, there's the end. I want to go to the middle stitch right here. I've got my hook on that one. I'm going to go to the middle of the 2 double crochets, hold those together, and now I'm going to add my stitch marker to both of those and tie it. Don't worry, we'll be taking this out in just a little bit. That's just to hold it. Now I'm going to count. You can actually start this anywhere because we'll do the lumpless finish this time, but since the lumpless finish is still ever so slightly lumpy, I want that in the back. So I want to make sure that my corners and my lumpless finish, or my middle corner, or my front corner, I guess I should say, my front corner lines up with that center that we marked out so carefully with our round 13, and that's right here. So now you can just match it up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 between the 2 double crochets in the corner is 9. Then we're going to come over here and count 9 too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And put your hook through that one. Grab another stitch marker. And tie it off. Like that. And I do this just to ensure that I have the corners where I want them and not where they willy-nilly just sort of fall out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's great. Good. I've got that corner. Oops. That corner in the right spot. Go from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And my last stitch marker. And now there should be 9 stitches between the 2 side corners. Here's the front corner and then the 2 on the sides. So double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this mess is, under that mess is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Under that mess is 5 right there. 6, 7, 8, and 9. So far, so good. And now you just pick a spot. I want to go slightly, ever so slightly, as in 1 stitch away from where the lumps are, the beginning and end. For me, that is stitch 1, 2, 3, 4 from the corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4 from the corner. And now, I don't know if you recall, I like to have a long enough tail that I can stitch over it all the way around. So I will just sort of measure out, and it doesn't have to be anywhere close to perfect. That looks pretty good. Better to have too much than not enough. And now I'm just going to add it as I normally would. Uh-oh. Let's split my yarn. Try that again. There we go. Add in the yarn. And now we're going to simply single crochet in every stitch all the way around. All the while, sorry, I know how to speak in English, really I do, stitching over that tail. Now remember, this here is a little bit wonky, but just sort of find it, make it happen. I think I split my yarn again. I did. Right there. If you can't see it, it's okay. Move everything out of the way until you can see it. Okay? That's the beauty of crochet. In knitting, I don't think you can really actually do that, but in crochet, you can literally drop everything, move things around out of your way, find the stitch you're hunting for, and then move everything back. And it won't ever look like you've done anything of the sort. And now you can probably see what I meant by the lumpless finish getting in the way. the non-lumpless finish is in the way, but not too bad. The lumpless was actually so difficult to figure out that at one point I just had to stop and walk away from the whole project on the white one. Just walk away. So once you get beyond those that's two stitches right there, the rest is easy. So you're going to go ahead and continue to crochet over the tail thread and crochet the two together. And you'll do that until you get somewhere around in here, just before the second or the third corner. It's just going to depend on how much space you feel you need for stuffing purposes. I didn't add any stuffing yet. You could have before you add this purple, or the purple, just before you add the triangle. That's up to you completely. So I'm going to keep working on this, and I will be back when I get close to the end, when I'm ready to stuff. Alright, I've been taking my stitch markers out as I go, and I just have a little left to do. And I'm actually going to back up a few stitches just to make sure I have enough room here. And now I just want to take my stuffing and place it into my Dalek. And I'm actually going to make sure that this is stuffed really well. I'll be using quite a bit of stuffing actually, because I want this to retain its shape as much as possible. So I've actually stuffed almost all of that. I think only up to here. All of that stuffing went, yep, I'm right there. And like I said, you can use whatever you want to stuff this. You can use an old pillow stuffing, you can use yarn, scraps of fabric, whatever you want. I just happen to have a big old bag of this stuff, so because I make a lot of these, I get big bags of this stuff. Okay, that's probably good enough right there. That looks good to me. So now I'm just going to finish it off, and I'll meet back up with you when I'm at the end. Alright, on my last stitch there, and as you can see I did have a little too much of the tail, but that's okay. Rather have it consistent all the way around and end up with a little too much than not have it all the way around and it not consistent. So now I'm just going to find the first stitch and do a slip stitch to join, the beginning and the end. Sorry, I had to get my face kind of close to it, I couldn't tell. And the first stitch, and through, and fasten off. And we have just enough tail to work in. Pull it through, and now you can do your lumpless finish, or mostly lumpless. Oops. Here we go. It's coming out there. Make it lay down. And now it's just a matter of working the stitches in, or the tail into the stitches. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I like to just kind of dive it through. That buries the tail. Pull it slightly taut. And now the end of the tail is somewhere in the middle of that. And won't pull out. And give it kind of a squeeze there. Fortunately, crochet is fairly malleable, so you can kind of shape it. And there is the final body. Now all we gotta do is add in all the details.